slithered silently. But anyone who crossed her path didn't know who they were dealing with. This snake messed with the wrong opponent. But before we start, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Now, let's begin. Number 15, snake versus porcupine. The porcupine is nature's spiky tank, small but covered in spears that would make any medieval warrior jealous. Each quill is a walking trap, just one touch, and the enemy ends up looking like an acupuncture mat. The snake relies on stealth, silent, elegant. Its body moves like a liquid shadow, eyes fixed, venom ready to decide everything in a second. But here's the problem: bite what? Every attack attempt turns into a festival of pain and regret. In the end, the snake retreats, irritated and pierced, and the porcupine continues its life, grumpy and victorious. Winner, porcupine, and you watch your step. In the wild, even the cutest creature can leave you full of spikes. Number 14, snake versus honey badger, Rattel. The African sun boils the cracked ground, and suddenly, two masters of danger face each other. On one side, the snake, silent, sinuous, a living rope ready to strike. On the other, the honey badger, also known as the Rattel, small but with the soul of a war tank and the courage of someone who has never learned the meaning of fear. The snake moves with lethal grace. Every muscle under its scales is a tensioned steel wire. The venom stored in its fangs is a liquid death sentence. It strikes with surgical precision, aiming for vital spots, and a single hit could drop a buffalo. Imagine the damage to an enemy its size. But the honey badger isn't an ordinary opponent. The Rattel faces snakes as if they were a Sunday meal. Its skin is thick, almost elastic, resistant to bites, spears, and even machetes. The snake sinks its fangs, venom enters, but the honey badger just stumbles, shakes it off for a few minutes, then goes back on the attack, like it had a strong coffee and decided to finish the job. Its bite is powerful, able to crush bones, and its short, sharp claws turn any approach attempt into a festival of scratches and bites. The snake, fast and strategic, tries to keep distance. It coils, raises its body, hisses like a steam engine about to explode. The honey badger advances unceremoniously, narrow eyes, firm jaw, snout glued to danger. It's courage versus venom, endurance versus agility. If it were a game, it would be hard mode for both. On paper, the snake has venom, speed, and reach. But in practice, the honey badger plays on another level. It is fearless and almost immune to venom. It can get hit, but while the venom tries to work, it's already eating the snake, literally. And that detail defines everything. The snake can kill, but the badger kills and eats. Winner, honey badger, for its absurd resistance, natural venom immunity, and insane courage that makes it a living legend of the savannah. It's not the biggest nor the fastest, but it's undoubtedly one of the most feared. And now tell me, viewer, would you dare face an animal that confronts venomous snakes like it's snacking on appetizers? That's right, next time you see a honey badger, show respect. It may be small, but nature has declared this is the true invincible of the wild. Number 13, snake versus golden lion, Tamarin. Imagine the sun piercing the canopy of the Atlantic forest like a natural spotlight. The stage is set. On one side, a sinuous, cold, silent snake, a shadow sliding between leaves. On the other, the tiny golden king of the forest, the golden lion Tamarin, a miniature of wild nobility with shiny fur and eyes that seem to hold the secrets of 1,000 branches. The snake has a brutal advantage, absolute stealth. It's nature's crawling ninja, silent, scentless, ready to squeeze the last breath out of its prey. Its venom, if it's a poisonous species, is a chemical trump card, a bioengineered weapon of evolution. It doesn't need to run, jump, or shout, just wait. And snakes are the best at waiting, but the Tamarin, oh, it's pure energy in a compact form. Agile as thought, fast as a reflex. It doesn't walk, it teleports between branches. Its vision is sharp, coordination surgical, and group instinct almost military. While the snake relies on surprise, the Tamarin relies on collectivity. One Tamarin is never alone, and a snake trying to ambush one ends up surrounded by alert eyes and sharp cries echoing through the forest. The snake may be a silent specialist, but the tamarin is a chaos maestro. When danger approaches, it turns the canopy into an alarm orchestra. Jumps, movements, and shrieks confuse any predator. Curiously, it can attack too, not with brute force, but with intelligence and agility, sharp teeth, and small but precise claws. The snake has strength, the tamarin has strategy. Side by side, who dominates the fight? Strength and venom go to the snake. Speed, reflexes, and teamwork go to the tamarin. In the jungle, mistakes are costly. Winning isn't about crushing, it's about escaping, surviving, and maintaining your territory. Winner, golden lion tamarin. Because the jungle isn't just about strength, it's about cleverness. The snake may have venom, but the tamarin has intelligence, agility, and foresight. The golden king continues sovereign, leaping branch to branch, leaving the snake frustrated below, coiled in itself. Number 12, snake versus opossum. In the dark corner of the forest, where silence is broken only by crickets and dry leaves, two creatures face off, an unlikely but chaotic matchup. On one side, the snake, cold, calculating, a living ribbon of muscles and venom. On the other, the opossum, master of deception, nature's tragic clown, far smarter than it seems. The snake is silent and doesn't need to shout or brag. Its body moves like a hypnotic river, eyes fixed, tongue tasting the air. Its strike is almost invisible, and venom, depending on the species, can paralyze or kill within minutes. A specialist in patience, it waits motionless for hours until the perfect strike. Pure efficiency. But it has no backup plan. If it misses, if the target escapes, the snake crawls, it doesn't chase. In a fight where timing and improvisation matter, this can be fatal. The opossum, seemingly clumsy with a drunken waddle and scruffy tail, is a born survivor. Partial immunity to venom, check. Though many opossums withstand toxins that would kill other mammals of their size. Acting dead, masterful, fools predators, including snakes, who rely on movement to strike. And if that's not enough, comes the final blow, the stinky spray. A chemical attack that leaves any predator traumatized. Physically, it doesn't impress. Small teeth, average claws, light body. But nature gave it the most powerful weapon, unpredictability. While the snake relies on speed and precision, the opossum improvises, confuses, irritates, and walks away unscathed. Winner, opossum, resilient, cunning, and with a scent of victory no one wants near. Number 11, snake versus dog, medium-large breeds. In the shadows of an empty lot or on the edges of a farm, an unlikely encounter unfolds. The snake, symbol of lethal silence, versus the dog, muscular and alert, the guardian of territories. Predator versus protector, nature versus loyalty, venom versus courage. The snake is the epitome of patience. It doesn't run, bark, or warn. It's a living shadow, coiled and ready to strike with speed and precision beyond human perception. Its fangs are syringes of death, and venom, depending on the species, can dissolve tissue, stop the heart, or shut down the nervous system. But behind its efficiency lies fragility. A single precise strike can turn predator into prey. The dog, a warrior by instinct, shaped by millennia of hunting and guarding, has strength, agility, and a bite exceeding 300 kilos of pressure. And they don't back down. A defensive dog is pure determination, driven by adrenaline and loyalty. While the snake waits for the perfect moment, the dog creates the moment, circling, analyzing, ready to strike. However, the dog faces an invisible enemy, venom. A quick bite to the nose or paw could bring down even a large dog in minutes. Survival depends on the snake species and venom amount, but the risk is high. Still, the dog's advantage is resilience and reaction. It may miss several strikes but keeps trying. Protective instinct outweighs fear, making it one of the few mammals that can face snakes head on and often win. Winner, dog. It may lack venom, but it has something even deadlier, a heart without fear. Number 10, snake versus rooster or large chicken. In a dusty yard, the sun burns the ground, and the silence is broken only by the flapping of wings and a soft rustle in the grass. On one side, the snake, cold and calculating, a sinuous streak of danger gliding through the shadows. On the other, the rooster, proud, chest puffed out, feathers bristling like shining armor. This isn't a duel of muscles, but of instincts. The silent hunter versus the noisy guardian of the dawn. The snake is a portrait of precision. It doesn't need to run, just wait. Its movements are smooth, almost poetic, yet carry the threat of lightning. In a strike, it can reach impressive speeds, driving its fangs with surgical force. Its venom, depending on the species, can immobilize or kill a small animal in minutes, and a rooster is a tempting target. Cold, stealthy, it bets everything on efficiency, but one mistake is enough to turn predator into prey. Now look at the rooster. Yes, the same one that crows every morning like it owns the sun. Behind the crow, there's a warrior. Powerful legs equipped with sharp spurs, true natural blades capable of tearing skin and flesh. The beak is a precision weapon, and its reflexes are insanely fast. Large roosters and chickens, like free-range or Malay gamefowl, aren't just farm birds. They're territorial defense machines. And there's more. Courage. A rooster doesn't run. It faces snakes, cats, even small dogs to protect its territory and coop. It's instinctive behavior, fueled by centuries of domestication and natural rivalry. While the snake relies on stealth, the rooster relies on attack. It doesn't wait to be struck. It goes on the offensive, pecking, flapping, and using its body to unbalance the enemy. Its erratic movements confuse the snake, which depends on predictability to land a strike. One miscalculation, one false move, and the snake takes a hard blow to the skull or ribs, enough to destabilize it. But don't underestimate the venom. If the snake lands a strike, the rooster is unlikely to survive. Even so, many large chickens and roosters have surprise nature. There are records of birds killing small and even medium snakes before venom takes effect. It's a game of reflexes and courage against venom and precision. On paper, the snake has the chemical advantage. In practice, the rooster dominates the terrain, the pace, and the aggression. And in a direct fight, victory tends to go to the one who doesn't hesitate. And the rooster never hesitates. Winner, rooster. Not by strength, but by daring. It wins because it attacks first, fearlessly, with a temperament that would make even a lion think twice. And you, who thought the rooster was just an alarm clock, now you know it's practically the farm's bodyguard, the Chuck Norris of birds. Just be careful. If it looks at you and scrapes its wings on the ground, it might be better to let it crow in peace. Number 9. Snake versus wild boar. In the heart of the savanna or the dense forests of Asia, the ground shakes. A presence emerges from the grass, sniffing the air, narrow eyes, body covered in thick hair and sharp bristles. It's the wild boar, nature's armored tank. Ahead of it, gliding silently, cold as living steel, is the snake, the legless assassin, the living weapon that nature designed with millennia of patience. Two primal forces, two combat philosophies, lightning strike versus relentless charge. The snake is the pinnacle of predatory efficiency. Every movement is precise, every muscle works in harmony. It is the silence before the strike, the breath of wind before the storm. A perfect bite can release enough venom to kill a grown man. Imagine the effect on an animal that relies only on skin and fury, and that's the snake's strength. Precision. It doesn't need many strikes, just one perfect hit. A living dart with the gift of turning seconds into eternity. But the wild boar, the boar is another story. A 100-kilogram body of pure power, supported by dense muscles and covered with natural armor. Thick skin, especially around the neck and shoulders, is practically bulletproof against bites and punctures. Its curved tusks, sharp as knives, aren't just ornamental. They cut, tear, and pierce. An enraged boar can trample, knock down, and bulldoze through small trees. And believe me, when it feels threatened, no forest is big enough to hide the danger. The snake relies on distance, surprise, and initial advantage. The boar relies on impact, endurance, and sheer stubbornness. Even if bitten, it endures. Many boars survive venomous snake attacks due to their thick skin and fat layer. Venom often doesn't reach blood vessels quickly enough, and while the reptile tries to retreat, the boar advances brutally, destroying everything in its path. The contrast is cinematic. On one side, the deadly elegance of the snake. On the other, the stubborn brutality of the boar. A duel between surgical precision and primal force. The snake has the cold intellect of a lone hunter. The boar has the ancestral rage of one born to face the impossible. In theory, venom should decide the game, but reality is different. The boar's thick skin, size, strength and unpredictability make the strike nearly useless. Even a perfect bite may not suffice, and the time Venom takes to act is the same time the boar needs to destroy any chance of counterattack. Winner, wild boar. Not for agility, but for pure endurance. The snake may be lethal, but the boar is a walking tank, where one bets on precision, the other bets on chaos. And in this case, chaos wins decisively. Now tell me, if you were lost in the forest and heard something slithering on one side and a heavy grunt on the other, which way would you run? Hint, if you pick the boar, run fast. Unlike the snake, it doesn't need venom to catch you, just sheer will. Number 8, snake versus domestic or wildcat. In the shadow of a backyard or the silent jungle, two predators face off. A duel of reflexes and patience. Snake versus cat. Silence is almost tangible. On one side, subtle, hypnotic movements cutting across the ground like a living line. On the other, the feline. Muscles tense under fur, eyes wide, pupils sharp as blades ready to cut through darkness. It's a confrontation between calculated coldness and deadly curiosity. The snake is pure strategy. A body designed to kill patiently. A precision weapon wrapped in scales. Its strength lies in silence. It doesn't advance, it waits. Every breath is measured, every movement calculated. When it strikes, it's an explosion. Lightning speed, coiled spring force, fatality in a single blow. Venom, depending on species, can immobilize in seconds. It's the kind of opponent that wins before being seen. But the snake's problem is simple. It bets everything on a single move. Miss, and it's over. The cat, domestic or wild, but is pure reflex and flesh. A creature of agility, sharp hearing, and surgical precision. It sees in the dark, senses vibrations in the air, and reacts instinctively. Where the snake is patient, the cat is restless. Where it calculates, the cat improvises. Its paws are springs, its body a 360-degree weapon. A quick leap, a precise swipe, and the crawling predator becomes a toy. Cats, especially wild ones, are natural hunters. Retractable claws slice easily, and their teeth are lethal pincers. They strike at eyes, head, weak points. They know when to approach and, more importantly, when to retreat. Their confidence borders on arrogance. A cat doesn't fear the unknown, it tests it. The snake sways, hisses, shows its hood, and the cat responds with a disdainful meow and a quick paw just to gauge danger. Pure audacity, but there's a line between courage and madness. A venomous snake, if it surprises the cat with a well-timed strike, wins in seconds. The challenge is hitting it. The feline is so fast that even snakes specialized in hunting rodents struggle to predict its moves. Even when the strike lands, the cat often isn't there. Only air is bitten. If the duel prolongs, the advantage shifts. The snake tires, the cat observes, circles, provokes. One jump, one bite in the right spot, and the snake's body becomes inert. In many rural areas, cats are known to hunt small snakes successfully. Even wildcats like servals and lynxes have been documented confronting larger reptiles and winning. Theoretically, the snake has venom, the perfect weapon. In practice, the cat has speed, brains, and reflexes. The difference between a precision killer and an improvisational fighter. And in this case, improvisation wins. Winner, cat. Clever, fast, with reflexes that would make a ninja cry. It doesn't just survive, it toys with danger. Now tell me, if you saw a snake in the yard and your cat attacking it, would you rush to save the cat or the snake? Depending on the feline, the snake might be the one needing rescue. Number 7, snake versus raccoon. In the heart of the forest, sunlight filters through the leaves and illuminates an unlikely scene, a duel of cunning and strength. On one side, the snake, sinuous body, cold eyes, bifurcated tongue vibrating in the air, calculating every move. Its venom isn't just a weapon, it's a silent contract with death. Every muscle is trained to strike with lethal precision, gliding silently like a shadow through tall grass. It doesn't tire, it doesn't hesitate, its patience is deadly. On the other side, the raccoon, curious, agile, eyes shining with near-human intelligence. Its paws are tools of ingenuity and strength, capable of opening, grabbing, attacking, and defending with surprising skill. It has no venom, but it has sharp claws and courage bordering on recklessness, and more. Its cunning is legendary. It can turn the game in its favor when least expected. In the imaginary battlefield, the snake glides silently, measuring range. The raccoon moves quickly, jumping, spinning, keeping distance, distance, studying every tilt of the snake's body. Tension is palpable. Every moment feels eternal. The snake bets on patience, ready for a lightning strike. The raccoon bets on speed and intelligence, exploiting any opening, scoring the duel. The snake has reach, venom, and discretion. The raccoon has agility, creativity, and endurance. If it were a game of wild chess, the snake is the silent queen controlling lines and diagonals, while the raccoon is the unpredictable knight, jumping, dodging, disrupting strategy. In the end, if the fight were purely physical, the snake would likely have the lethal advantage. But in a battle of survival, intelligence, and improvisation, the raccoon would emerge with victorious eyes. In our cinematic score, considering strength, cunning, and attack potential, the ultimate winner is the snake. Cold, silent, lethal, the champion of the plant underworld. And you over there thinking you could escape unscathed from these two, better not try, because the snake doesn't waste time, and the raccoon, well, it might steal your backpack while you watch the scene. So breathe deeply, admire the fighters, and be thankful you're just a spectator. Number 6, snake versus coati. In the silent forest, the sun barely touches the ground covered with dry leaves, casting shadows that dance with the wind. And there they are, the snake and the coati, protagonists of a duel that never happened, but that our imagination insists on narrating. The snake, long and elegant, glides across the ground with calculated precision. Its cold eyes observe every movement, every detail of the environment. It's not just physical strength, it's patience and strategy. Every muscle in its body carries the promise of a swift, deadly strike. Its venom, invisible and silent, is the ultimate weapon, ready to unbalance any opponent who underestimates its reach. The coati, on the other hand, is a blend of agility and intelligence. Small but nimble, it jumps and spins, keeping all senses alert. Its sharp claws and teeth make it an opponent capable of defending itself and counterattacking. But the coati's greatest asset is cunning. It observes, calculates, and improvises, capable of turning a dangerous moment into an advantage. Scoring the imaginary confrontation, the snake dominates in patience, stealth, and lethal venom. The coati excels in speed, endurance, and creativity. The snake can strike in an instant, while the coati can escape, distract, and attempt to turn the game with intelligence. If it were a game of wild chess, the snake would be the silent queen controlling the board with precise moves. The coati, the clever knight, jumping and confusing, seeking unexpected opportunities. In the final result, considering strength, lethality, and potential to inflict damage, the snake holds the advantage. Silent, calculating, and deadly, it is the champion of this theoretical duel. The coati, though brave and ingenious, would more likely escape than dominate the situation. And you, curious spectator, who thinks you could step between them? Better not try. The snake doesn't negotiate, and the coati, well, it would probably steal your snack while you watch wide-eyed. So relax, enjoy nature's spectacle, and remember, in this duel, the champion is the snake, but the fun is all yours. Number 5, snake versus medium-sized birds of prey, like falcons. High in the treetops, the wind cuts through the forest silence, carrying the buzz of powerful wings. On the ground, the snake glides with lethal elegance, its body undulating and cold eyes calculating every inch of its territory. An unlikely duel unfolds in the imagination, snake versus medium-sized birds of prey, such as falcons. The snake is a master of patience and stealth attack. Its venom is silent, deadly, and precise, capable of unbalancing any unsuspecting opponent. Every movement is a calculated dance, every inch of its body a weapon ready for the perfect moment. It doesn't rush, doesn't make mistakes. Its strength lies in precision, silent waiting, and lethal opportunity. Falcons, on the other hand, dominate the skies with astonishing speed. Sharp eyes capture every detail, every shadow moving on the ground. Their talons are sharp blades, capable of grabbing and immobilizing, while their wings give them mobility impossible for the snake to match. Their hunting intelligence and panoramic vision make the falcon an opponent who thinks before striking and adapts strategies mid-flight. In this imaginary confrontation, each animal shines in its own element. The snake is lethal on the ground, silent and unpredictable. Any misstep can be fatal. The falcon dominates the air, fast, strategic, and agile, striking from above and disappearing in an instant. The snake cannot fly. The falcon cannot glide on the ground without vulnerability. It's a duel of different forces, each at maximum in its element, each deadly in its way. Scoring: the snake has venom, patience, and precise strikes. The falcon has vision, speed, and sharp talons. On solid ground, the snake controls the space. In the air, the falcon dominates completely. Considering lethal power, control, and potential impact, the winner of this theoretical duel is the snake. Silent, cold, and deadly, it maintains the advantage when the fight approaches its territory, where every move counts. And you over there, thinking you could interfere, think twice. The snake doesn't negotiate, and the falcon would probably look at you with that "are you serious" gaze. So breathe, admire nature's fighters, and remember, the champion here is the snake, but the show, that's all yours. Number 4, snake versus wild goose. On a foggy morning, the swamp breathes silence, broken only by the whisper of leaves and the hiss of water. On the ground, a snake glides with deadly precision, its undulating body and cold eyes calculating every inch of terrain. On the banks, a wild goose observes, neck raised, eyes alert, wings ready to strike with force, and strong legs capable of surprising attacks. An unlikely duel unfolds in imagination: snake versus wild goose. The snake is the master of stealth attacks. Every movement is calculated, every inch of its body a lethal weapon. Its venom is silent and deadly, ready to neutralize any unsuspecting adversary. Patience is its ally, precision its trademark. It doesn't rush or make mistakes, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The wild goose, robust and resilient, can fly or attack on the ground with surprising agility. Its survival instincts are sharp, and it doesn't hesitate to use wings and beak to defend itself. The force of its wings can knock down small predators and create enough confusion to escape a lethal attack. In this imaginary confrontation, the snake dominates the ground. Stealthy movements, precise attacks, and lethal venom. The goose dominates defense and mobility, flight, physical strength, and attacks with beak and feet. It's a duel of different forces. The snake is deadly in its territory. The goose, clever and vigorous, can use speed, wings, and endurance to escape and counterattack. Scoring: the snake has venom, patience, and precise attacks. The goose has strength, mobility, and endurance. Considering potential impact, lethality, and ground combat control, the snake holds the advantage. Silent, calculating, and deadly, it becomes the winner in this hypothetical duel. The goose, though powerful and brave, is more likely to evade and test survival strategies than win directly. And you, curious spectator, thinking you could get a closer look, think carefully. The snake doesn't negotiate, and the goose, well, it could slap you with its wing, leaving a memory you won't forget soon. So breathe, admire nature in action, and remember, the champion is the snake, but the fun, that's all yours just by watching. Number 3, snake versus large lizard, like tegu or monitor. In the heart of the forest, under filtered canopy light, two protagonists appear in an imaginary duel. The snake, sinuous and lethal, and the large lizard, like a tegu or monitor, robust and agile. The ground trembles lightly under the larger reptile's movement, while the snake glides silently, its undulating body and cold, calculating eyes studying every step of its opponent. The snake specializes in stealth attacks. Every movement is measured, every inch of its body both weapon and defense. Its venom is invisible and deadly, ready to punish any carelessness. It is patience and precision concentrated, a silent assassin waiting for the exact moment to strike. The large lizard, on the other hand, is brute force combined with resistance and surprising agility. Sharp claws, powerful jaws, and a muscular body make it an intimidating opponent. It doesn't need venom. Its physical strength and speed can dominate direct attacks, and its powerful tail functions like a whip to keep predators at bay. Intelligent and adaptable, it knows when to retreat and when to strike, making it a natural strategist. In the imaginary confrontation, the snake dominates in stealth and venom. The lizard dominates in physical strength, resistance, and direct attacks. The snake favors patience, cunning, and precision. The lizard relies on speed, force, and unpredictability. Every movement is a reading of the other. Every detail matters. It's a duel of extremes. The snake deadly anywhere it can approach stealthily, the lizard nearly unbeatable in direct physical confrontation. Scoring: the snake has venom, patience, and precise strikes. The lizard has strength, resistance, and counterattack potential. Considering damage potential and combat control, Still, in a hypothetical confrontation, the advantage still falls to the snake. Silent, calculating, and deadly, it maintains strategic leadership. The lizard, although incredibly strong and resistant, would more likely suffer against the lethal reach and surprise attack of the snake. And you, watching from afar, think twice. The snake doesn't negotiate, and the lizard, well, it might give a curious glance and a tail slap you won't forget. So relax, admire nature, and remember, the champion of this theoretical duel is the snake, but the fun of watching the spectacle, that's all yours, with no risk of venom or flying tail. Number 2, snake versus tortoise or land turtle. On arid ground bathed in sunlight, an imaginary confrontation unfolds that sparks the imagination. The snake, sinuous and lethal, versus the tortoise, robust and patient, a land turtle with a shell as solid as stone. The wind lifts tiny dust particles as each animal takes its place, ready to show its strengths without any real aggression. The snake embodies precision and silent danger. Every undulation is calculated, every muscle ready to launch a quick, deadly strike. Its venom is an invisible, lethal weapon, turning any carelessness into extreme risk. It doesn't tire or rush, and its patience is as sharp as its fangs. In nature, it reigns with subtlety and efficiency. The tortoise, on the other hand, is a walking fortress. Its shell, a true natural fortress, protects it from direct attacks. Slowly but steadily, it moves, relying on its endurance and durability. Its strength isn't in speed or venom, but in the ability to endure and resist. Teeth and legs serve as secondary defensive tools, but it's the combination of physical resistance and patience that makes it a unique opponent. In the imaginary duel, the snake shines in stealth, lethality, and attack speed. The tortoise dominates in defense, endurance, and durability. The snake needs an opening to use its venom. The tortoise only needs to stay firm and protected. It's a confrontation of styles: attack versus defense, speed versus endurance, precision versus invulnerability. Every point is decisive, and the outcome depends on territory and opportunities. Scoring: the snake has venom, stealth, and precise strikes. The tortoise has an impenetrable shell, endurance, and strategic patience. Considering lethality in a direct attack, the advantage still goes to the snake. But in a duel of pure survival, the tortoise would fare well, protecting itself with its shell and waiting until danger passes. And you, watching from the sidelines, thinking, who would win if I were in the middle? Breathe. The snake doesn't negotiate, and the tortoise, well, it would probably look at you like, stay away, human, and continue on its way. So enjoy the natural spectacle. The champion in this hypothetical duel is the snake, but the fun of watching safely, that's all yours. Number 1, snake versus large fruit bat. In the twilight sky, shadows cut across the night, a large fruit bat flying silently, and on the ground, the snake, undulating with deadly precision. The snake dominates with stealth, patience, and lethal venom. Every inch of its body is a weapon. The bat, agile and fast, has powerful wings, vision adapted to darkness, and unpredictable movements. In the imaginary confrontation, the snake is deadly on land. The bat dominates the air, dodging and striking with speed. Scoring: venom and precision versus aerial agility and mobility. In the end, the advantage falls to the snake, deadly and calculating, while the bat, well, it would probably fly straight away from any trouble, and you thinking you could watch up close. Better stay in the stands, or the flying snack, or the silent bite could be yours. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting content appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.